If you are over 60 and your blood sugar keeps rising after meals, please listen carefully. Because the problem may not be only the sugar you are avoiding, it may also be the foods missing from your plate. Robert was 68. He was worried about his blood sugar. So he did what many seniors do. He stopped eating cake. He stopped drinking soda. He stopped adding sugar to his tea. He even started saying no to desserts at family dinners. And for a while, he felt proud of himself. But then something confusing happened. After dinner, his blood sugar was still high. Some nights, the numbers scared him. He would look at the meter and think, "How is this possible? I didn't even eat anything sweet." But here's what Robert did not realize. His dinner still had white bread, sometimes rice, sometimes potatoes, sometimes a bowl of cereal at night because he thought it was light. And many of those meals had very little fiber, very little protein, and almost no healthy fat to slow things down. That is what most seniors miss. Lowering blood sugar is not only about removing sugar, it is about building a smarter plate. Because after 60, your body may handle meals differently. A meal that looks small may still raise blood sugar quickly if it is mostly refined carbohydrates. And a meal that looks simple can become much better when you add the right foods. Foods that add fiber. Foods that add protein. Foods that help you feel full. Foods that may help slow down the blood sugar spike after eating. Today, I'm going to show you 7 of the best foods that may help support healthier blood sugar after 60. These are not miracle foods. They are not a cure, and they do not replace your medication or your doctor's advice. But used the right way, they can help you build meals that work better for your body. And food number 4 surprises many seniors because they think it is too sweet. So stay with me. Hello, I'm Dr. Michael Carter. On this channel, we explain senior health in plain English, calm, practical, and easy to understand. Today, we are talking about foods that may help support healthier blood sugar after 60. But before we continue, I want to be very clear. This video is educational only. It does not diagnose diabetes, it does not treat diabetes, and it does not replace advice from your own doctor, dietitian, pharmacist, or healthcare provider. The foods in this video are not magic. They are not a cure, and they should never be used as a reason to stop your medicine. If your doctor has prescribed insulin, metformin, blood pressure medicine, cholesterol medicine, or any other treatment, do not stop or change it without medical guidance. This is especially important if you already take diabetes medicine, because when you change your diet, your blood sugar numbers can change too. For some people, blood sugar may drop too low if food, medicine, and timing are not balanced properly. So use this video as a guide for smarter questions and safer food choices, not as a replacement for medical care. My goal is simple. I want to show you 7 foods that may help you build a better plate, reduce sudden blood sugar spikes, and feel more in control after meals. So let's start with the hidden truth most seniors never hear. Now, here is the hidden truth most seniors never hear. Lowering blood sugar is not just about avoiding sugar. It is about understanding how your whole meal behaves inside your body. Many people think, "I didn't eat cake, so my blood sugar should be fine." But blood sugar does not only rise from candy, soda, or desserts. It can also rise from white bread, rice, pasta, potatoes, cereal, crackers, fruit juice, sweet tea, and even large portions of foods that look harmless. Why? Because carbohydrates break down into glucose, and glucose enters the blood. That is normal. Your body needs energy. But the problem happens when glucose rises too quickly or stays high for too long, and here is where most seniors make the mistake. They eat carbohydrates alone, tea with toast, rice without enough vegetables, cereal without protein, crackers as a snack, bread with jam, a banana by itself, a bowl of pasta with very little fiber. These meals may look small, but they can still raise blood sugar quickly. Now compare that to a smarter plate. Vegetables add fiber. Protein helps you feel full. Healthy fats can slow digestion when used wisely, and fiber-rich foods can help the meal move more slowly through the body. That means the same meal can affect your blood sugar differently depending on what you eat with it. This is why food pairing matters. A piece of bread alone may raise blood sugar faster, but bread with eggs, vegetables, or healthy fat may behave differently. A bowl of rice alone may spike faster, but rice with lentils, vegetables, and fish may be more balanced. So when I say these foods may help lower blood sugar fast, I do not mean they work like medicine in minutes. I mean they may help your next meal create a smaller, steadier rise. That is the real goal. Not chasing miracle foods, not starving yourself, not cutting everything you enjoy. The goal is to build a plate that works with your body. So before we talk about the 7 foods, remember this rule. The same carb can behave differently depending on what you eat with it. The first food group is leafy greens and non-starchy vegetables. And I know what you may be thinking. Doctor, I already know vegetables are healthy. But stay with me, because this is not just about being healthy. This is about changing what happens to your blood sugar after a meal. Leafy greens and non-starchy vegetables are powerful because they add volume, fiber, minerals, and fullness without adding a large amount of carbohydrates. That means they can help fill your plate while leaving less room for the foods that raise blood sugar faster. Foods like white rice, white bread, pasta, potatoes, crackers, and large portions of refined carbs. Good choices include spinach, kale, lettuce, cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower, cucumbers, green beans, zucchini, okra, peppers, and mushrooms. These foods are not magic. They do not replace medicine, but they can help you build a plate that is much easier on your blood sugar. Here is what most seniors miss. The order of eating may matter too. If you sit down and start with bread, rice, or potatoes first, your blood sugar may rise faster. But if you begin with vegetables, then protein, and then your smaller portion of carbohydrates, the meal may be more balanced. This is why I often tell seniors, do not just remove food, add the right food first. Before dinner, have a small salad, or a bowl of vegetable soup, or steamed broccoli, or cabbage, or cucumber with a little lemon, or green beans on the side. Then eat your protein. Then eat your smaller portion of rice, bread, or potatoes. This simple change can make the same meal feel more filling and more controlled. But be careful with one mistake. Vegetables can become unhealthy very quickly when they are covered in sugary sauces, deep-fried batter, heavy cream, or too much salt. So keep them simple, steamed, roasted, lightly cooked, added to eggs, mixed into soup, or served as a fresh salad. The first food is not exciting, but it may be the most powerful because it changes the entire plate. And when the plate changes, the blood sugar response can change too. The second food is beans, lentils, and chickpeas. And this one surprises many people, because when seniors hear the word carbohydrate, they often become afraid of anything that contains carbs. So they avoid beans, they avoid lentils, they avoid chickpeas. They think, if it has carbs, it must be bad for my blood sugar. But here is what most people miss. Not all carbohydrates behave the same way inside your body. White bread is different from lentils. Sugary cereal is different from beans. A cookie is different from chickpeas. Beans and lentils do contain carbohydrates, yes, but they also contain fiber and plant-based protein, and that combination can make them much better for blood sugar than refined carbs. Fiber helps slow digestion. Protein helps you feel full. And together, they may help reduce the sharp blood sugar spike that can happen after eating processed or refined foods. Good choices include lentils, black beans, kidney beans, chickpeas, split peas, and navy beans. But remember, this does not mean you should eat unlimited amounts. Portion still matters. Beans are not a free food. They are a smarter food when used the right way. For example, instead of eating a large plate of white rice, you might replace half of that rice with lentils. Or instead of eating bread and crackers at lunch, you might add beans to a salad. Or you might have a small bowl of lentil soup before your main meal. This is how you make the plate work better. You do not have to be perfect. You just have to make the meal less empty and more balanced. Now, there are 2 important warnings. First, if beans make you bloated or gassy, start small. Your body may need time to adjust to more fiber. Second, if you have kidney disease or your doctor told you to limit potassium or phosphorus, ask your doctor or dietitian before increasing beans and lentils. That part matters. But for many seniors, beans, lentils, and chickpeas can be a powerful upgrade. They give your meal more fiber, more fullness, more balance, and fewer sudden cravings later. So, food number 2 is not about avoiding all carbs. It is about choosing smarter carbs. The third food is oats and barley. Now, this one needs a careful explanation because oatmeal can either help your blood sugar or hurt your blood sugar. It depends on which version you eat. Many seniors think oatmeal is always healthy, so they buy instant flavored packets. They add brown sugar, they add honey, they add syrup, they add dried fruit, and sometimes they eat a huge bowl. Then they wonder why their blood sugar rises. But here's what most people miss. The problem is not always oatmeal itself. The problem is the type, the portion, and what you add to it. Plain oats and barley contain a special kind of fiber called soluble fiber. This type of fiber can help slow digestion and may help support steadier blood sugar after meals. That is why plain rolled oats, steel-cut oats, and barley can be a better choice than sugary cereal, white toast, pastries, or sweet breakfast foods. But portion still matters. Oats still contain carbohydrates. So the goal is not to eat unlimited oatmeal. The goal is to make it smarter. Use plain oats, not flavored packets. Add cinnamon for taste instead of sugar. Add chia seeds or flax seeds for extra fiber. Add a few walnuts or almonds for healthy fat. Add a small amount of berries if you want sweetness. And if you need more protein, pair it with an egg, unsweetened Greek yogurt, or another protein your doctor allows. This changes the meal. Instead of eating a bowl of fast carbs, you are building a slower, more balanced breakfast. Barley works in a similar way. You can add barley to soup. You can use it in place of white rice sometimes. You can pair it with vegetables and protein. But remember, if you eat oats or barley with sugar, sweetened milk, syrup, or large portions, you can ruin the benefit. So food number 3 is not just oats. It is the right oats, plain, portion-controlled, paired with fiber, protein, and healthy fats. That is how a simple breakfast can become much better for blood sugar after 60. The fourth food is berries, and this one surprises many seniors because berries taste sweet. So many people with high blood sugar think, I should avoid them completely. But here is what most people miss. Whole fruit is very different from fruit juice, and berries are very different from candy, cake, or sweet desserts. Berries contain natural sugar, yes, but they also contain fiber, water, and plant nutrients. That fiber helps slow digestion. And when eaten in the right portion, berries can be a smarter way to satisfy a sweet craving without reaching for cookies, biscuits, ice cream, or sugary snacks. Good choices include blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, and blackberries. But the key is portion. A small bowl of berries can be helpful. A giant bowl is not the goal. And fruit juice is not the same thing. When you drink juice, you remove much of the fiber and drink the sugar much faster. That can raise blood sugar quickly. So if you want fruit, choose whole fruit, not juice, not syrup-packed fruit cups, not sweetened smoothies, not dried fruit covered in sugar. Here is a better way to use berries. Add a small amount to unsweetened Greek yogurt, or add them to plain oats, or eat them with a few nuts, or use them as a dessert replacement after a balanced meal. This gives you sweetness, but also fiber, protein, or healthy fat, depending on what you pair them with. And that pairing matters. Berries alone may affect your blood sugar one way. Berries with protein and fiber may affect it differently. That is the hidden lesson. You do not need to fear every sweet taste. You need to choose the right form, the right portion, and the right pairing. So food number 4 is berries. Not because they are magic, but because they can help replace worse desserts and make your plate more satisfying without turning to refined sugar. The fifth food is nuts and seeds, and this one is important because many blood sugar problems do not only happen at meals, they happen between meals. A senior eats breakfast, then a few hours later they feel hungry, so they grab biscuits, crackers, chips, cookies, white toast, or something sweet with tea, and then they wonder why their blood sugar keeps rising. But here is what most people miss. The snack may look small, but it can still hit the blood sugar hard if it is mostly refined carbohydrates. That is where nuts and seeds can help. Nuts and seeds contain healthy fats, fiber, and some protein. This combination can help you feel full longer and may slow digestion when paired with other foods. Good choices include almonds, walnuts, pistachios, chia seeds, flax seeds, pumpkin seeds, and sunflower seeds. But listen carefully, nuts are healthy, but they are not unlimited. A small handful is enough for many people. If you eat a whole bowl without thinking, the calories can add up quickly, and calories still matter, especially if weight, heart health, or blood sugar control is a concern. Also, avoid the wrong versions. Do not choose honey-roasted nuts, sugar-coated nuts, chocolate-covered nuts, or nuts covered in too much salt. Those can turn a smart snack into a blood sugar or blood pressure problem. Seeds can also be useful. You can add chia seeds or flax seeds to plain oats. You can sprinkle pumpkin seeds on a salad. You can add ground flaxseed to unsweetened Greek yogurt. But if you use chia or flax, use them carefully and drink enough fluid because they absorb liquid and add a lot of fiber. And if you have swallowing problems, allergies, digestive issues, or take certain medicines, ask your doctor before making big changes. A simple example is this. Instead of biscuits with tea, try a small handful of almonds. Instead of crackers at night, try walnuts with a few berries. Instead of sweet cereal, add seeds to plain oats. Food number 5 is not about eating more. It is about replacing the snacks that quietly raise blood sugar. The 6th food is eggs or unsweetened Greek yogurt. And the reason I'm putting these together is simple. Both can help solve one of the biggest breakfast mistakes after 60. Too many seniors start the day with mostly carbohydrates, tea and toast, cereal, bread with jam, a biscuit, a pastry, or a bowl of sweetened oatmeal. The meal feels light, but it may not keep you full. And for some people, it may raise blood sugar quickly, then leave them hungry again a few hours later. That is where protein matters. Protein does not raise blood sugar the same way refined carbohydrates do. It can help you feel full. It can help balance the meal. And it may reduce the urge to snack on sweet foods later. Eggs are one simple option. You can pair eggs with spinach, tomatoes, mushrooms, onions, peppers, or other non-starchy vegetables. That gives you protein plus fiber, a much better combination than toast alone. But if your doctor has given you specific advice about cholesterol, heart disease, or how many eggs are safe for you, follow that guidance. Another option is unsweetened Greek yogurt. But listen carefully, the word unsweetened matters. Many yogurts look healthy, but they are loaded with sugar. Flavored yogurt, fruit on the bottom yogurt, sweetened yogurt drinks, and granola-topped yogurt can all turn into dessert. So choose plain, unsweetened Greek yogurt. Then you can add a small amount of berries, chia seeds, flax seeds, or a few nuts. That turns it into a balanced meal or snack. Also, if you have kidney disease, your protein needs may be different, so ask your doctor or dietitian. Food number 6 is not about eating a huge amount of protein. It is about adding the right amount of protein so your meal is not just carbohydrates. Because after 60, a smarter breakfast can change the whole day. The 7th food is fatty fish. And this one is important because blood sugar is not the only thing seniors need to think about. After 60, blood sugar, heart health, circulation, weight, and inflammation can all be connected. That is why the quality of your protein matters. Fatty fish can be a smart choice because it gives you protein without adding carbohydrates. That means it does not raise blood sugar the same way bread, rice, pasta, cereal, or sugary foods can. Good choices include salmon, sardines, mackerel, trout, and tuna. These fish contain healthy fats and protein, which can help make a meal more balanced and satisfying. But I want to be clear, fish is not a blood sugar medicine. It does not cure diabetes, and it should not replace your treatment plan. The benefit comes from what it replaces and how it helps build a smarter plate. For example, if dinner is usually fried potatoes, white bread, and processed meat, your blood sugar may rise quickly. But if you replace that meal with grilled fish, steamed vegetables, and a smaller portion of beans, barley, or brown rice, the whole meal becomes different. That is the key, not just one food, the whole plate. But preparation matters. Baked fish is different from deep-fried fish. Grilled fish is different from fish covered in sugary sauce. Sardines in water or olive oil are different from salty, heavily processed versions. So choose simple preparation when possible. Baked, grilled, steamed, lightly cooked, served with vegetables. And if you use canned fish, check the sodium if you have high blood pressure, heart problems, kidney problems, or swelling. Also, if you are pregnant, have special medical conditions, or worry about mercury, ask your doctor which fish are safest for you. So food number 7 is fatty fish, not because it lowers blood sugar like a pill, but because it can help replace the meals that keep raising it. Now, before you start adding these foods, I want to warn you about 3 mistakes that can ruin the benefit, because even healthy foods can hurt your blood sugar if you use them the wrong way. Mistake number 1 is adding sugar to healthy foods. Plain oats can be helpful, but oats with brown sugar, honey, syrup, and sweetened milk can become a blood sugar problem. Greek yogurt can be helpful, but flavored yogurt can be loaded with sugar. Nuts can be helpful, but honey-roasted or chocolate-covered nuts are not the same thing. Mistake number 2 is eating unlimited portions. Beans are healthy, but a huge plate still adds carbs. Oats are healthy, but a giant bowl still matters. Nuts are healthy, but a whole bowl can add too many calories. Berries are healthy, but portion still matters. Mistake number 3 is eating carbohydrates alone, toast alone, rice alone, cereal alone, crackers alone, fruit juice alone. These can raise blood sugar faster. The food is not the only secret. The combination is the real secret. Fiber, protein, healthy fats, and portion control work together. Now, here is what I want you to do. Do not try to change everything overnight. Pick one food from this list and add it to one meal this week. Start with vegetables. Add protein. Choose smarter carbs. Watch your portions. And if your doctor told you to check your blood sugar, keep checking it the way they recommended. The CDC says checking times may include before meals, 2 hours after meals, and at bedtime depending on your treatment plan. If your blood sugar is very high, very low, or you feel confused, weak, shaky, sweaty, vomiting, dehydrated, or severely unwell, seek medical help. Do not panic. Do not chase miracle foods. Build smarter plates, check your numbers, and work with your doctor. If this video helped you, subscribe and share it with someone over 60.